A wealthy black funeral director has died. Who will inherit his estate? A Few of God's Children portrays a sheltered area of human behavior and emotional frustrations, the interactions of and reactions to the homosexual lifestyle within the so-called heterosexual black and white communities during 1978. Wealth, love, fear, hate, and jealousy are intertwined with suspicion in these exciting series of events. Did something out of the ordinary happen? As the two friends left the funeral home as usual, they walked across the parking lot. Unknown to them, Maggie was sitting in the motel lobby where she works, staring at them from across the parking lot. She has seen them walking together many times before over the years, conversing between themselves, making gestures with their hands, stopping from moment to moment. Oftentimes, Yancey was with them. In fact, they were the only people in the complex who would engage in intimate conversation with Yancey. As Maggie sat looking at Jim Nolan and Reverend Lawrence, she began thinking of her life. In deep concentration, she considered her past, her present, and her future. She feels extremely sad. During the late afternoon, many black people were getting off work. They gradually gathered at Jim's place to discuss the disturbing news about Yancey's will. So Jim remained in his bar with Ovietta, knowing that she wouldn't be able to handle the large, angry crowd alone. "Don't let these people upset you, Ovi. We're going to have some mad black folks in here tonight, no matter what." As Jim's bar became more crowded, the drinks started to flow like a river, and inhibitions began to float away in a stream of intoxicants. Eugene took a huge swallow of his drink and asked, "Jim, how much property and money did old man Yancey have?" Rita worked for Yancey when the funeral home opened. After taking college classes to learn the funeral business, she became his executive assistant. Attorney Lester E. Swartz had suggested that Yancey hire Rita. Hearing them talking to each other, one might be inclined to conclude that he might have been in love with her. He was always frustrated in his efforts to express his affection for her and often made insensitive racial remarks to her. Consequently, his awkward behavior had caused her to have hostile feelings toward him that frequently resulted in verbal conflicts between them. Maggie was the only person in the complex who had always known about Yancey's homosexuality and his Tuesday night visits to Franklin's house. She was the only person who knew exactly what drove him into a 15-year relationship with Franklin. Maggie hears and knows many things that most people never see, hear, or know, but she's guarded about what she sees and what she hears. "Will you keep this secret, Maggie?" "Gordon, you know how ragged my stuff is around here. I can't afford to tell nobody's business without putting my own business in the streets," Maggie said. "Your secret's safe with me." Franklin A. Genlin received telephone calls continuously all morning. Marilyn, whom everybody knew was one of his serious pursuers, was extremely embarrassed and outraged, knowing that everyone who knew of her chase to capture Franklin would attempt to humiliate her. She wasted no time in expressing her feelings to Franklin. "Franklin A. Genlin, I just had to call and let you know that the implications surrounding that newspaper article this morning are repulsive and disgusting to me and to all of Whitefish Bay. The idea! You pretended to be an upstanding citizen of our community, and all the while you were carrying on some kind of illicit relationship with a black man. I thought you were straight. How can you lead me on like you've been doing? You even sent me flowers when my mother died. You're sick, man, Franklin. You're sick. I treated you like I treated all other customers, Marilyn. Whatever made you think I cared for you? You're the one that's sick, Marilyn. You're a lonely, sick old bitch. I never led you on. You're repulsive. I have nothing else to say to you or anyone else. Goodbye." The shock of Gordon's death, combined with the tragic effect of his will, whirled Franklin back helplessly through a time tunnel, and at the other end stands Kathy, his dead mother. "You didn't have to leave me, Mother. I hate you for that. I've got to face this world alone. You've made a mess of my life. You've made a mess of everything. Oh, my God. How could you leave me? How could you do this to me? Dear God, I wish I were dead."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.